Hi, welcome to my channel. My name is Zinga Hart for ZingaHart.com. This career champs who are stepping outside of the traditional career journey and taking ownership of their own career destiny.
Yeah.
So we talk with small business owners, people who are developing their own brand or developing their own product. Whatever you're taking ownership of, we want to explore how you got there and how you did that successfully. All right?
Yeah.
So today we have joining us is Natasha and Nana, and I'm going to let you both introduce yourselves a little, and then we'll go ahead and dig into talking about Micah specialty foods, okay?
Okay.
And so we're going to go back to introducing both of you. Natasha, would you like to start?
Yeah, so hello, my name is Natasha Elder. I represent Micah Specialty Foods. I am currently the CEO, and I'm also the social media and marketing manager.
Okay.
And I'm Nana Kwame Micah. I'm the founder of Micah Specialty Foods.
All right, thank you. So let's get into Micah specialty food. What do you guys do? Why was it created? Like, what purpose does it have?
Yeah. Well, we created this company because I realized there was a lack of African food products on the market, and I had this sauce from Ghana made by my mom, and Natasha loved it so much. We used to eat it with fried rice from Lucky Dragon in Garrettsville, and the egg rolls. So it was kind of like a dip, for the egg rolls and with the fried rice. And I realized, well, if since she liked it so much, what would the rest of the United States think about, this sauce? And so, the company was founded for us to be ambassadors of African food products, but marketing it to mainstream America, if that makes sense.
Okay.
Yeah.
So why did you choose to start your own business? That's a big risk. And really, what
Yeah.
went into the decision making behind starting your own business?
Yeah. Well, it was, the passion of seeing an African food product thrive in the American market. It at the time it seemed far fetched, and we just wanted to see if it was going to work, and we knew that if it did work, the rewards would be great. So that's why we took the risk.
Okay. What about you, Natasha? Why did you join a startup as a CEO so early on?
Well, I actually started as a social media and marketing manager, so I was the person who was posting pictures on Facebook and Instagram and keeping our customers up to date as far as what is going on. I actually Kwamana, which is his name is Ghana, this is his other name. He decided to appoint me as the CEO because he's currently in Ghana trying to make connections with Supreme Sauce over there. So while he's over there, I'm over here demoing and talking to our current clients who are our store managers and customers.
Okay. Wow. So that must have been a big step for you to take from social media manager to CEO. How did you feel taking that step? Like, I know was it something you were comfortable doing, or how did you feel about it?
At first I felt a little nervous because I had very little experience with like the business world besides marketing. But throughout time, I got the hang of it. Pretty much, it's basically pretty much like what I did before. I used to do community outreach and volunteer management at a nonprofit organization. So I used some of those skills as far as talking to people in the community and just put it in a different perspective in which I just talk to customers. I talk to the managers of the store. So it was pretty transferable eventually.
Oh, okay. So it's really useful to have those transferable skills as you're inducted into this typically major role for a company. Now, Nana, is this your first business you started, or have you started others before?
Yeah. Yeah, it's actually my second. I started a business in high school, selling customized T-shirts. It was called Everest Customs. Unfortunately, I didn't really make any money, and my partner was pretty much focused on, giving out shirts for free, and we were running at losses. So that's the main reason why the company didn't pan out.
So what lessons did you learn from your first company that you're using
Yeah,
in your company now?
yeah. Well, the first major lesson is you don't necessarily have to partner with friends, for a business, and also the quality of the product you sell is very important, which is and the way it's packaged. Now we had very very cool designs, but when he printed them out on screens, they didn't come out the way they looked, graphically. So the all our designs are really cool, but when it almost looked like he used like his hand to physically draw the designs, so it kind of looked like artwork on T-shirts, and that doesn't always look cool, and for the market. So that was pretty much the main thing.
Yeah. So kind of making sure that you choose your partners correctly as
Yeah,
well
choose your partners correctly, and the quality of the product.
as quality of the
Uh,
product. Yeah. Those are
yeah, also keeping records. Yeah, books.
oh, keeping books. Yeah, I'm sure that's all the
Yeah,
lessons we can learn
yeah,
starting out with our own businesses. So
yeah,
now you have a new partner, and Nana, you're in Ghana currently, correct?
yeah. Yes.
Natasha, you're here in America. So what challenges have you both had being partners across international lines?
I think for me it's just the time zone difference. Just trying to make sure I contact Nana in a timely manner because we are actually 5 hours apart. So just staying into constant communication, but it has been going pretty well.
Yeah.
What about you, Nana?
Well, same thing with the time zone difference. Even though I'm not physically in the U.S., I, I make calls to customers. I still follow up, and being mindful of the time difference, because it's smart to catch these people, say 9, 10 a.m. Eastern time, and because of the 5 hour time gap, of course with daylight savings, it makes it worse. While I'm on my job, I need to be mindful of when I should call, and not procrastinate with the timing, because I might catch them when it's too early or too late Eastern time.
Yeah, so how do you stay on top of that?
Yeah.
App you use?
Just I'll beg your pardon.
Like, how do you stay on top of knowing when to contact people? Is there an app you use, or do you use pencil and paper? What's your system?
Well, I normally write it down on my phone. Like kind of like put a reminder on my phone,
Yeah.
and so that way I can do it immediately
Okay.
and prioritize. Yeah.
All right. Great. So my next question, one of the things we really enjoy learning about on this channel is this idea of success. So my question is for you is what is the quickest way to be successful in the food industry?
Well, it's persistence and believing in yourself. That's the key. Heinen's for us was a huge step. We were already in about roughly 20 stores before we got into Heinen's. That's before I actually left the United States in August. And we had to believe in ourselves, and we didn't. We had to believe that we're not too small, or we had to believe that we were not, we're just good enough to get into Heinen's. Our product was good enough to get into Heinen's. And so that belief is what gave us the courage, even though it wasn't easy to approach him, because like, what if they say no and we are shot in the foot? So it's like, no more Heinen's, because, sometimes it's hard to, get people to change their minds
Hmm.
when you don't get your foot in the door.
What about you, Natasha? What is the quickest way to success in this business?
I think is to stay disciplined. You have to discipline yourself to reach your goals. and sometimes you may like get frustrated over like trying to contact a certain store, but as long as you stay persistent and you discipline yourself to make to achieve your goals and also to contact the people, that's what makes entrepreneurship works.
Wow. Okay, that's a great answer. Discipline is a major factor, especially that I've learned growing businesses. Like, if you're not willing to take the time to do what you have to do, you'll never move forward. So, 20 stores you have underneath your belt, that sounds like an amazing amount of growth. Can you tell me a little bit about that growth journey?
Well, as far as the growth is concerned, it wasn't really hard for me actually. Um, I since ever since I became the CEO, I disciplined myself by making up a schedule each week, and then I'll achieve those certain tasks per day. If I don't achieve those tasks, then I usually make it up with the for the next week. So, and that's a habit I actually picked up from my previous job. So, again, I pretty much transferred the skills and the things I learned about self-discipline onto this job.
Okay. Yes, thank you, Natasha. Donna, did you have anything you wanted to add?
Yeah, I'd say, it's pretty much about self-discipline and staying focused. In my case, I love my business and I really want it to grow. But sometimes, when you are away from the business physically, sometimes there's certain moments when it's like I'm not um, how do I say it? I'm not as say passionate as I was when I was physically in Ohio. Um, so I need to remind myself that you know despite my absence, business has to move on, and so I need to also work as hard as possible, even though I do it remotely.
What keeps your passion going in those tough times?
The dream, the dream of seeing a Ghanaian product successful in the U.S. market, because that is unprecedented.
All right, that sounds great. What about you, Natasha? Are there times when your passion is low in this business, and how do you keep yourself fueled?
Um, yeah, I would say that I feel low sometimes, especially when I demo somewhere and I don't make a lot of sales because sometimes we do have a slow day, depending on where I be. So what motivates me is actually to just think about other people who has been in similar situations or they have their own business and realize this is a common problem. The only thing we can do is just push through and to achieve our goals.
Wow, that sounds like great advice. That really does. Just keep pushing forward. I think I tell a lot of people that is to just do it, and they're like, "It's not that simple, Zinga." I'm like, "But it is. It's so hard too at the same time."
Yeah.
So, we're gonna kind of wrap up our interview today with a couple of final questions. Um,
Hmm.
or three final questions. So, the first one is for both of you to name three blogs or books that helped you improve your business or your success path.
Oh, I can. Well, for me, I actually don't read any blogs or anything like that. So, but I do follow certain people on Facebook as far as their businesses is concerned. I follow Ethan Holmes' Applesauce Business on Facebook. There's also another business in the Cleveland area that always advertise about their spa, so I follow them also. And that's about it. I mainly follow local businesses on Facebook and Instagram.
Really, what do you get out of that?
Well, I learn about how they market their products or their services. So, for example, with the spa, they would always advertise um, their their special deal throughout the winter, and they constantly post this. Like I would see it like almost every day, And what I learned from that is that you got to stay consistent with social media when you try to reach out to your current customers and your new customers. And with Ethan's page with the applesauce business, um, he posts different things that he do like every other day, whether it's talking to the community or selling his applesauce. From there, I learned it's important to let your people know on social media what you up to as far as the business is concerned.
Yeah, that's really sound advice. So, Nana, what about you? Are you staying up on any blogs or books that are keeping you moving forward?
Yeah. Yeah, one of my biggest blogs is Richard Branson, Virgin blog. Richard Branson is one of my role models. To me, I feel like he's the most successful entrepreneur. And he's written a series of books. One of my favorites is Business Strip Bear. And there's also, the journeys of, also another Richard Branson book, The Journeys of a Global Entrepreneur, and also his blog. He posts something every day. He posted something today about, how many, people like Steve Jobs and how many times they failed in business. So, I keep up with his daily blog, and I've also read a few good books. There's a book written by the CEO of Kama Group. I can't believe I can't remember his name off the top, but he's an entrepreneur in Ghana. He opened like a chain of pharmacies, and he also does, like food retail business. And I also read his book, and he's, that also keeps me inspired.
Huh. So if we find his book, we'll link it down in the comment box below. How about that?
Definitely.
All right. So finally, one last question is, both of you two are business partners. What do you do to stay balanced as a business partner relationship?
Yeah.
What do I do? I mean, I just stay in constant communication with Nana. So as long as he give my questions and my concerns about the business and what I'm up to, that's how we balance everything out.
Nana?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, with that's a good one. How do we keep a balance? Yeah, there's just constant communication, and I think females are better at doing things in a timely manner. They are better organized, and they do things. I feel like they do things more effectively than guys do. So we do communicate, and I do my best not to leave her hanging, and I make sure I hold my end of the bargain, do what I'm supposed to do.
Wow. Thanks, Nana, for the recognition. So, wow, that's.
I'm sure you'll agree. I mean, hey, it's true. Like women are better organized.
Yeah, so I'm sure it goes across the board, but overall, I could say I agree. So, yeah, well, that's pretty much going to wrap up the end of this interview here. I would love to follow your success journey some more. You're already in 20 stores across the country, and you've been in
40. We're in 20 before I went to the United States. So when we're going into Heinen's has about 22 stores. So it puts us into 40 plus.
Now you're wow! Congratulations,
Yes.
40 plus across the country. So go ahead and share what it is that has made it big in Heinen's, and let us know a little bit more about your maiden product.
Yeah. Well, you want to go first, Tasha?
Okay, so I just had my first demo at Heinen's yesterday, so that actually went well. So our product Supreme Sauce, yes, and it's a marinade from Ghana, a recipe from Ghana, but it's locally made. And what's so special about the sauce is that you can also use it as a salsa, a marinara, or a cocktail sauce. So you can put on a variety of things from meats to pastas and vegetables. and we actually went to speak to the buyer of sauces at Heinen's, and he loved the product. Like we dropped off a sample and some data about how the fact that they don't have a lot of African products on their shelves, but they
Yeah.
have a lot of products from like Asia or Latin America.
Okay.
So yeah, so after he tried the sauce and read the information that we presented to him, he met with us again and he liked it, and he said that we're gonna put it in pretty much all the stores in Heinen's. And yeah, ever since yesterday, we almost sold out of of our cases at one of the locations. So
Yeah.
there's only a few bottles left on the shelf.
Yeah. Yeah. We have to, we always have to leave some stuff on the shelf. You don't want to
Yeah.
sell it all.
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't want to sell it all. So that went well.
Wow, that sounds amazing. Congratulations
Yeah.
on that.
Thank you.
Can't wait to try.
Thank you.
I know I visit Hayden every once in a while, so I'm definitely looking for you guys. All right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah. 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 So wait. Sorry, I lost my train of thought for a second. But I mean, like Natasha said it all. Demo the product is very important because that's how people really get to try it. But we normally demo it with tortilla chips, and like she said, it's a marinade, and you don't find too many marinades, that can be used as like a salsa, or a cocktail sauce with shrimp. And I'm not talking about breaded shrimp. I'm talking about like regular shrimp instead of breaded, and you can dip it in the like a cocktail sauce, and also obviously like a marinade. And it has a little kick to it. So if you wanted to use it as a hot sauce, you could also do that. And it has a 2-year shelf life, so that also helps us.
Well, that sounds pretty delicious. When's your next demo in Aurora gonna be?
Oh well,
Or
I'm
we
planning
have to
to
look
be
on that.
there. Actually, I know the date, so I'm planning to be there on January 30th.
Wow, awesome!
Yeah.
Maybe we can make it. I will come
Yeah.
visit. Do a demo live on the
Yeah.
YouTube channel. Well, maybe
Yep,
not
yep.
live. We'll demo and we'll post it.
Okay, great.
That's the closest to you, right? You're based in Hiram, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So that's the closest.
Well, thank you for letting me interview you guys for my channel. My questions.
Yeah, we appreciate you having us.
Yes, thank you for having us.
No problem. And I will go